All right, well, welcome everyone tonight to our health chat, which tonight we are focusing on women's health. My name's April Roden, and Stephanie and I are super excited to share with you something that we are so passionate about, which is living healthy and sharing health with others. And I actually became involved with Shaklee years and years ago, before I was even born, I guess you could say. My grandfather was approached about Shaklee in the 70s when he had broken his back and still had 3 kids at home. My mom was the oldest, and she was in nurses training at the time, and they knew he needed an income opportunity and as well as some products for his health for sure. So he started on those things and started to see a difference in his health and started to make an income. And then my mom, who at that time then started to become a nurse, wanted to stay at home with my brother at the time, who's a couple years older than me. So she too started her Shaklee business where she could share not only her nursing information with others, but something about nutrition, which they just really weren't taught a lot about back then. So then fast forward to when I had my own kids and I have grown up with Shaklee. I know the benefits of the business, and I especially know the benefits of the health products that we have, and I've seen the benefits in my own family, and I wanted to be able to stay at home with my 2 boys. So that's what I do. I have 2 boys who are 8 and 10, and a husband, and I'm able to work my business from home, just sharing health with others and ways that they can help improve other people's lives as well. So with that, I'll introduce my dear friend Stephanie, and she can share her story.
Okay, well, welcome. And my name is Stephanie Fantuzzo Johnson, and I am a Dayton, Ohio native. And I have 2 little girls, 3 and 5, and a husband. And I kind of have somewhat of a similar story in the fact that I've been involved with Shaklee since before I was born. In 1977, my dad came home from a day at the gym. He owned one of the very first Nautiluses, what they called it back in the 70s, like a gym. He owned one of the very first ones in the Dayton area, and he was always trying some of the latest fads and health trends. And my mom, who's a registered nurse, was always kind of poo-pooing all the ideas he came home with, saying, there's no proof. It's just another fad. It's like another gym trend. Well, one day he came home with information about Shaklee, and he thought my mom, being the scientific person she is with a nursing background, would appreciate it. So my mom reluctantly agreed to listen to some folks talk about Shaklee, and she appreciated the science, and she appreciated the history. And so she started out with the cleaning products, and she had wanted, whenever they started to have kids, her goal was to eventually not work. And what started out as cleaning products turned into a very lucrative business for them, and she was able to help tons of people just achieve better health, and she was able to stop working full-time when I was born, and did not go back to work for about 20 years, and she went back just 1 or 2 days a week just because she likes it. And so, yeah, that takes a lot of stuff in and out there that happened, but then comes to me, and I really kind of started to take Shaklee for granted when I went away to college. Like a lot of kids, you kind of take the stuff for granted that you grow up with. And it wasn't really until we wanted to try to get pregnant that I really kind of went back to my Shaklee regimen. I had gotten really sick prior to that, just was always sick. My immunity was down. The long story short, really getting pregnant and using Shaklee as my pre- and postnatals was kind of my stepping stone to walking in the shoes of my parents with the business. So very grateful for the Shaklee business, and yeah, that's where I am today. So from that, we're going to go right into the topic of our discussion tonight, which is women's health. And so the health chat today does focus on women's health, and we're going to look at some of the health concerns women have at different ages of their life, and how to be proactive and take control of your health and well-being in these different stages. But before we do that, we just want to give you a little bit of history and background about Shaklee, because it's always important, we believe, to really understand a company before you talk really anything else about a company. So Shaklee has been a corporation for over 60 years, but actually was founded in the innovation portion of Shaklee over 100 years ago. Dr. Shaklee actually invented the very first multivitamin in the United States in 1915, and then invented a lot of other firsts. One of the first biodegradable cleaners in 1960, which we still have today. We have the Grandchild Basic H2, and then also invented the very first plant-based protein supplement made with soy lecithin in 1961. So you can see this is kind of a little family tree of a lot of the innovations Dr. Shaklee and the Shaklee Corporation have been a part of. So the history and the legacy of Shaklee is very near and dear to us and to the foundation of the company.
So at Shaklee, we provide, our mission is to provide a healthier life for everyone and a better life for anyone. And we do that with our products, and then a better life for anyone with our earnings opportunity. And everything that Shaklee does is designed to be in harmony with nature. This is a picture here of Dr. Forrest Shaklee, who created the first multivitamin that Stephanie was talking about. He was our founder. And then on the right is Roger Barnett, who's a true visionary and leading our company now in the present day. And what I love about Dr. Shaklee is he believed that nature was the way to better health, that harnessing nature could get people better health. But if we were going to take from nature, we were going to give back to nature, which is why we say that we're in harmony with nature. That's the sole reason that we have our green cleaning products, and that Dr. Shaklee created those so early on, before green, the green was even a movement. It was just a color at the time, because he believed if we're taking from the environment, we need to give back to the environment, and by all means tread lightly on it. So that's just one of the things that I love about this company. And purity and safety beyond organic. So Shaklee believes in really an unparalleled purity and safety that is beyond organic. Organic is actually a method of growing things, and it doesn't ensure purity, which I think a lot of people would be surprised about. So Shaklee goes beyond organic. So our belief is that quality standards go beyond how and where an ingredient is grown. So to ensure the purity of our products, we look to confirm the purity and potency of ingredients from the creation of the product to the delivery to the consumer. Because what happens is, if you have a farmer who has an organic farming on one side, and then down the street you have someone who farms with conventional methods, when the wind comes blowing, who's to say that when the farmer is spraying his crops with chemicals, that doesn't blow down into the organic farmer's crops as well? He's not doing it himself, but we can't help what happens in the environment. So Shaklee knows that, and that's why we're very particular about the growers of our products, but also when we get the raw ingredients, that we're testing them. And then during the manufacturing process, we test it again. And then as a finished product, we test it. So we do over 100,000 quality tests per year. And we screen for over 350 contaminants, pesticides, and impurities on every single new botanical ingredient. And so this is 3 times the required amount from the United States Pharmacopoeia, which is huge because the FDA does not regulate our supplements. So if people aren't taking these steps to ensure the quality, you're really not sure what you're getting in many of the bottles that you find out there on the supermarket shelves.
Okay, and I absolutely love the information April just shared, and I also love the fact that Shaklee is proven by science, and Shaklee has actually helped pioneer a lot of the advances in nutritional research. And just for an example, we have over 120 published papers and scientific presentations, a lot of those which are third-party studies and publications, and peer-reviewed, I guess I should say, which is a big deal in the world of science. And we also have more than 70 patents and patents pending, in addition to exclusive sourcing arrangements with a lot of our ingredients. And kind of piggybacking off of that, of course, to be proven by science is a huge deal, but we also want our products to be proven by people. So we have Shaklee has actually had one of the first ever studies of its kind. Sorry, I was losing my train of thought there. Called the Landmark Study. And this was completed in collaboration with UC Berkeley a few years back. And it was actually completed to evaluate health markers in long-term consumers of multiple Shaklee supplements. And these consumers actually used supplements for a range of 20 to 43 years. And the results of the study actually showed that long-term users of multiple Shaklee supplements had double-digit health outcome advantages in the 4 key biomarkers that you see here when compared to those who took another multivitamin or no supplements. So you can see in the biomarkers of heart health, the Shaklee supplement users had significantly lower levels of triglycerides and cholesterol ratios. And then with brain health, lower levels of homocysteines, which has to do with cognitive function. And then as far as biological stress, lower levels of C-reactive protein. And this study also backs up the question of how do I know if Shaklee works, obviously, but prior to that, how do I know that my body is absorbing, that the Shaklee supplements are absorbable? And Shaklee supplements are 100% bioavailable, which means your body will absorb them. There's some fun little experiments that people have done with vitamins in the past where you stick them in a glass of water and you see how long the vitamin sits there. And it can be kind of opening with some brands. If you stick a pill in a glass of water, it sits there for days. So there's really no worries with that with Shaklee because our products do absorb and they do dissolve in the body.
And then when people want to do extraordinary things, they call Shaklee. So this slide shows that our products are proven by people that use the Shaklee products. So we have loyal product users who are athletes, and they count on Shaklee to help them fuel their performance in world-class athletic competitions. So this is a picture of some of our pure performance team athletes. So they've won 137 medals at the games. They are Olympians, and actually athletes who compete at the Olympian level are told not to take supplements because they are drug tested at the drop of a hat. Just when they're not expecting it, they will show up at their house at any time, day or night, and drug test them. And so they're told if they take supplements, there's a chance that they could be tainted with an illegal substance, so that they shouldn't do that. But we have athletes that do turn to Shaklee because they know that our products are so pure that they're never going to find an illegal substance in them. And they're strictly there to fuel their bodies. And then on the right are the Kellys in space. So this is NASA Commander Mark Kelly, and he actually took the Shaklee Vitalizer, which is our daily vitamin strip that we have, on the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 2011. And then his brother, Captain Scott Kelly, used Shaklee supplements recently, actually, during his year on the International Space Station that he spent. So it'll be interesting to see the tests that come back that they do on him after his year in space. And we were pretty excited that he trusted Shaklee so much to use them during that time. We actually got to hear the brothers speak last year at our Shaklee conference, and they truly are inspiring. And it is really neat to hear people who've actually been up in space tell us about what our Earth looks like from space. And then our Shaklee guarantee is the Shaklee difference. So we stand behind our products. They are safe, they're proven, they're guaranteed. We have 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, and there's no time frame on that. It's not like a 30-day money back guarantee or a 60-day money back guarantee. If you don't like the products 90, 120 days later, you can get your money back. That is the Shaklee difference. And Stephanie and I, though, we do tell people when you're taking a product like a supplement like this, to really give your body 30, 60, 90 days to really feel that difference, because they aren't drugs. So they're going to take some time because you're really healing your body from the inside out.
Okay, so now we're going to dig right into our main topic, which is women's health. So again, the focus of the health chat is women's health, and we're just going to look at the different stages of a woman's life very generally, and then get really specific. So there's 4 main stages of a woman's life, and each stage has different nutritional needs. So we have young adults, women on the go, menopause, and healthy aging.
And we're going to start off talking about young adults. So these are girls in the teens to the late 20s. These are the years for establishing a foundation for a long and healthy life. So some healthy lifestyle habits to start building at this age are, obviously we want them to eat a well-balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, and protein for sure. Include calcium for overall bone health. Hydrate with water versus sugary drinks such as soda or juices, and be sure to get regular physical activity and exercise. And I found it interesting that studies have shown that obviously inactive teens have weaker bones than those who are physically active, but also too many sodas can adversely affect not only the weight of these girls, but also their bone structure. And there was one study by the Harvard School of Public Health which showed that 15 to 17-year-old girls who were already showing signs of bone loss were the same ones who drank significant amounts of carbonated beverages every day. And so these are the years that when bones should be increasing in size and mass. So instead of building a strong bone mass, too many kids are actually losing bone mass, which is so sad at such a young age. So also chronic dieting and then actual eating disorders can contribute to bone loss, as well as teen obesity. So this underscores why it's so important to build a healthy lifestyle habit at such a young age.
Okay, and then there's women on the go, which, like I said yesterday, according to the age range, I'm almost not a woman on the go, but I'm going to call myself a woman on the go for a long time from now. So we have ladies in the range of late 20s to 40, and good things to focus on during this stage are balancing exercise and good nutrition. That's very critical during this active stage of our lives. So our nutritional and exercise habits are really setting the foundation for health today and tomorrow, and obviously for many years to come. So during this stage of life, a lot of times folks are talking about planning a family, which in that case, prenatal vitamins with folic acid for before and during pregnancy are really essential. Multivitamins to help meet nutritional needs, because no matter how much we really, really want and hope to be able to eat and eat just perfect and get everything we need from our food, it really is difficult, if not almost impossible, to do so. Maintaining a healthy weight, participating in exercise, especially weight-bearing exercise, and avoid smoking and the use of alcohol. And a lot of times ladies are wondering, like, what's the most important thing should I focus on before and during pregnancy? And nutrition really is the most important thing. You're trying to fuel your body as well as the body of the little one, sometimes multiple little ones inside of you. So it's always good to remember that the first 8 to 10 weeks of pregnancy are really critical for fetal brain development, which is why adequate amounts of folate are absolutely essential in the beginning of pregnancy. And since most women don't even know that they're pregnant until about 4 to 6 weeks after they are, even women who are just thinking about motherhood should begin taking folate long before they actually conceive.
And so the next stage is labeled menopause, which says 40s to mid 50s. Now, I just turned 40 a couple weeks ago and haven't hit menopause yet, but actually hormonal changes can occur as early as 40 for some women and as late as 55. So some healthy lifestyle habits for this age group is daily servings of soy protein can help reduce the frequency and severity of hot flashes. And I will caveat that by saying I think it's really important to know what type of soy protein you are taking. You want to be sure that it is a pure soy protein, that it is not heat processed, that it's not alcohol washed, so you want it to be water washed, and then it's most importantly that it's non-GMO. You want to increase your calcium and your vitamin D, manage your stress, sleep, which is easier said than done many times, and then weight control and regular exercise. And actually there's been some studies that indicate that the soy protein can help with some hormonal change symptoms, and some recommend 2 servings per day of soy foods. And another recommendation is for women to increase their fish oil intake at this time, because omega-3s are so important for your brain health and also your mood. So there was a published study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which showed an association of omega-3 fats and better psychological health, which I thought was interesting. I knew that it obviously was great for your brain and your heart, but not necessarily that it improved mood. So exercise is not just for your physical health and to get through those hormonal shifts, but for mental health as well. So studies show it actually eases mood swings and anxiety as well when you exercise. And I know that's definitely the case for me. If I'm feeling stressed out, if I can take myself on a walk or get myself to the gym, it definitely helps to reduce that stress.
Okay, and then we have the last age group we're going to discuss, which is 55 and beyond. So we're calling that our healthy aging group. And the focus is really to optimize a woman's health during and after menopause. So some lifestyle habits that are good to incorporate, if you aren't already doing so, is maintaining annual exams for both bone density and heart health, incorporating omega-3s for heart health, increasing calcium and vitamin D, weight control, and regular exercise, including weight-bearing exercise. And one of the most serious health risks that occur at menopause is bone loss. And this is related mainly to the significant drop in estrogen levels, which tends to trigger a shift in the balance between bone formation and bone breakdown. And the first stage of bone mass decline can actually occur as early as in your 40s. So for women who have good bone density as they reach menopause, there usually won't be much clinical change, but for women who have already had bone loss as they enter menopause, reduced estrogen levels can result in developing osteoporosis. And a lot of times you'll hear of women who have like a family history of osteoporosis, which is also something to consider. So osteoporosis actually increases your risk of fractures in the bones dramatically, and bone loss can be up to 20% in the first 5 years after menopause, which might not sound like a lot, but it actually is a pretty good amount. Another important area of health for women to be thinking about is heart health. And in the past, typically women were about 10 years older than men when they first had a heart attack, but that has changed in the past 20 years. And now we see a lot of women having heart attacks in their 40s. And I failed to mention in my introduction that I'm actually an occupational therapist by degree, and I still do work about maybe 1 day a week, sometimes two. And I work in neuro rehab, and we have seen an increase in the number of young female strokes who have very few risk factors, which is kind of scary. A lot of them who do have a lot of the risk factors, but there's definitely a trend with more intense medical instances happening with younger aged folks. So it's just something to kind of keep in the back of your head. So there's many factors that put women at risk for heart disease. A lot of them are controllable, such as smoking, obesity, poor diet, and a lack of physical activity. So those are the factors that can contribute to things like high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes. And all of those significantly increase the risk for heart disease.
So now we're going to talk about a healthy diet for women of all ages. So women of all ages need to be sure to eat a healthy diet, and some basic guidelines that you can see here are to eat a variety of foods, including 7+ servings of colorful fruits and vegetables, not juices. Like they say, eat the rainbow. Get plenty of whole grains, beans, and legumes. Choose lean meats, fish, poultry, non-fat or low-fat dairy, and soy foods. Select healthy fats. So eat more omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats like your olive oil, your nuts, your seeds, your avocados. Avoid all trans fats and saturated fats. And then cut back on your fast food and your soda. And by all means, take some charge by reading labels, because you'll be surprised what you find in things. I have celiac disease, so I can't have gluten. So I read a lot of labels, and I am amazed at what they put in some things that just simply have no reason to be in there. Even things like some sour creams have gluten in them. There's no reason for that to be in there. So read your labels. And then like I said, since I have celiac, some of these things I have to find other ways around. Like I have to watch my grains that I eat, and beans and legumes can upset my stomach, so can dairy. So I have to find ways around them, and they are out there. There's still great ways to eat healthy, even if you have some allergies or some intolerance to some of these things. So making healthy food choices every single day can obviously be very hard. You see all of these things here on the screen that are awesome to eat. But if you can't eat that way every day, and hardly any of us truly can, a multivitamin can definitely help to fill in some of those nutrient gaps. So it doesn't replace how you eat. It's just a means to help fill in some of those gaps.
I will say that picture always makes me hungry, even if I'm not hungry. I'm always like, I'll take an avocado and a steak and some broccoli and tomatoes.
Exactly. Agreed.
So piggybacking off of that, Vitalizer. Vitalizer is an absolutely wonderful product that we have. It's a multivitamin that is actually a multi-nutrient strip, I like to call it. But it is tailored for women of all ages, and it provides most every nutrient your body needs to create a foundation for a longer, healthier life. So it helps fill in those nutritional gaps. And I will say, we try to eat really clean in our house. We eat whole grains. We eat very limited processed carbs. We try to do everything right. But I will tell you that there's never a day that goes by that I eat perfect, nor do I eat everything that I probably need to eat. So this is what my husband and I take in our home. And you will see that we have a couple different kinds of which I'll address in a second. But the key benefits of the Vitalizer are it has our Vitally Advanced Multivitamin. It has our B and C complex with advanced absorption. And when you have B and C combined together, it actually helps with the absorption rate by 198% of the vitamin B. Our Carotid Omegas, which has 500 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids, carotenoids, vitamin E, our Optiflora probiotic, which is that little tiny white capsule you see, and it is all supported by our patented smart delivery system. And this was actually my prenatal vitamin and my postnatal vitamin when I told, I hate to say told, but when I mentioned that this was my prenatal vitamin of choice at my very first finding out you're pregnant appointment with my first daughter, my midwife didn't even think twice about it. She said, that is excellent, and go for it. So Vitalizer Women it was. We do have a Vitalizer Gold that's formulated for those over 50, and that comes with or without vitamin K. And then we have a Vitalizer Men. And the difference between Vitalizer Men and Vitalizer Women is that the men's version does not have iron, and the women's version does, mainly because men don't need that extra iron. And then we have our smart delivery system, which I just briefly mentioned, which is the Shaklee Micronutrient Advanced Release Technology. And what it is it's a unique patented delivery system designed to dramatically improve absorption of key nutrients in the body. And so you can kind of see here, it explains, it kind of goes over again each vitamin that I mentioned that's in the strip, and then what it does that is supported by the smart delivery system. So you'll see our multivitamin dissolves in less than 30 minutes in the stomach. It's also designed to enhance absorption of folic acid from the microcoating, which is huge. Again, what I mentioned prior, the B and C together provides 198% greater absorption of B vitamins over 12 hours, and that is supported by a clinical study. It's sustained release for the delivery to be in the small intestine. Then you have our Carotid Omega, which helps, the coating helps reduce the fishy aftertaste of omega-3 fatty acids, and all of that gloriness in that little guy goes into the upper intestine. And then our probiotic delivers healthy microflora to the lower intestine, and it is protected from stomach acid, which is huge. I don't know if anyone on the call is familiar with probiotics, but they're kind of all the rage now, because really a lot of our health is determined by the state of our gut. A lot of science is showing that. There's also a ton of probiotics. Like you go to Kroger, and I swear there's like a whole aisle. And there's a lot of misunderstandings about the type of probiotic or the amount of CFUs of probiotics that are needed. A lot of people think the more the better, but the reality of it is I think it might have been at the Science Symposium at the last conference, or there was another, maybe when Dr. Daggy was in town, April, I forget. But a lot of times companies put like a bajillion, cajillion CFUs of the good bacteria and these probiotics because they know that a very small percentage is actually going to survive the stomach acid and get to the lower intestine. Well, with Shaklee's probiotic, with our triple encapsulation, everything that's in that probiotic is going to get where it's supposed to go. And I actually give my 3 and my 5-year-old these probiotics, and they've really only had the sniffles this year. So it's been great. It was the one thing I added last year, and I have seen they're typically very well kids, but I feel like they've been even more well. And I have to think that incorporating this probiotic has been a part of it. So the way the smart delivery system works really does make a difference.
Yeah, and I would say so too. It's one of the first things the boys learn to swallow because it is like the size of a little pearl and it's super easy to get down. So it's great for kids as well.
Well, in the beginning, Lucia used to chew it, and I'd get so mad because I was like, no, the triple encapsulation. But it's all good now. She is swallowing it like a pro.
Yeah, that's awesome. The chewing it does not sound good on the either, Mike.
No, and a 2-year-old, because that thing is solid. How she even did it, I have no idea, but
impressive.
We'll never know.
That's right. Well, the nice thing is don't skip breakfast, and I'm getting better at this. I have been very bad about this in the past. My husband always scolds me. But I'm getting much better at this. So eating a good breakfast, I know you all have heard, will give you the nutrition and energy throughout the day. So you want to choose foods that are rich in protein and fiber to help fuel your body, which is what the protein is going to do, is really help to give your body the fuel it needs. And no, unfortunately, drinking just coffee doesn't count as your breakfast. But we do have something called a Life Energizing Shakes, which helps to make an excellent meal on the go. I especially love it for my lunch. It's pretty much what I have for my lunch almost every single day of the week. So this slide talks more about the Life Shake that we have. So it can help to give you more energy. It helps with a healthy weight. And then also with immune support and healthy digestion as well, because the Life Shake actually has probiotics in them as well. And they found a probiotic that actually in our Life Shakes kind of creates its own protective spore around itself. So that's how the probiotic in our Life Shake gets to where it needs to, and that's how it is protected. It kind of forms its own protection, which is pretty cool. So there's 16 grams of protein for increased energy. It's got ultra pure non-GMO protein. For your healthy weight, it's actually powered by leucine, which is to help you retain your lean muscles. So especially as we age as women, we need to hang on to that muscle mass that we have. And if any of you have ever dieted, you know that oftentimes you will not only lose your muscle mass, but also the fat. But it's the muscle mass that you don't want to lose. And so the leucine helps you to hold on to that. It's also losing your muscle mass can tank your metabolism as well. So when you go off of your diet, your metabolism is already lower because you've lost that muscle mass. And so it's just kind of a vicious cycle. So it's free of artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and flavors. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, lactose-free. It's low glycemic, so it's even good for those who might be diabetic, and it's certified kosher as well. And it comes in a variety of flavors. You can mix it straight up with milk. You can use skim milk, or like dairy milk oftentimes bothers me, so I will use almond milk or coconut milk with it. I'll use the unsweetened kind of those. And you can shake it up straight up in a shaker cup and drink it that way. Or my favorite way is to make it in a smoothie. So if you have a blender or a bullet, you can mix it with some fresh fruit, some frozen fruit, and it really is delicious. We have a variety of flavors. including a new one. So Shaklee always tends to come out with a seasonal flavor. In the fall, we had pumpkin spice, which was very popular. And right now for summer, we have going on, it's a summer peach flavor. And I got that the other day, and it's really delicious. It's not an overwhelming peach flavor, but it's really nice. And today I mixed that with a frozen banana. And it was a really, really delicious shake. And then we also have a plain and simple shake. So for those who are vegan or want absolutely no sugar or sweeteners, the Life Shake is sweetened with a natural stevia plant. But for those who don't want absolutely any sweetness at all, we have the plain and simple Life Shake. And that is unflavored to allow you to customize it to your own taste. So it really takes on the flavor of whatever you add to it, the fruit or veggies that you add to it, as well as it's awesome for cooking. So today I made some peanut butter balls with it, with some peanut butter and honey and some almond flour, some coconut you can add to it. You can add it to pancakes. We have a gazillion recipes that you can use this for. So if you need to hide it in anything for your kids, you can absolutely do that. But I give the shake to my kids in the morning because they're not big breakfast eaters. So this, at least I know they're leaving with good nutrition in them. When they go to leave for school, they've got that protein for them. So if any of you would like, Stephanie and I have some great recipes utilizing any of the flavors of the Life Shake.
Yes, I have a confession. I still have a can of pumpkin spice that I've been hoarding for months.
My mom has a few, and I asked her if I could have one week. Actually, I think she gave me two. So.
Well, yeah, I thought I have one. I got 2 peach today, and I got a plain and simple. And I have to just piggyback off of the shake really quick before I talk about exercise. It really is like a saving grace in our house. My kids are kind of like April's. My kids are younger, but there's some mornings, like today was a perfect example. We had a little bit of a crazy morning. I had to take the 5-year-old to preschool, and literally what they had was a smoothie for breakfast. I threw in kale and spinach. They had a combo of chocolate and vanilla Life Shake, and kids only need half the serving as adult servings. So what I do is I make a 2 scoops of the protein, and then I just split that shake between my 2 kids, and they absolutely love it, which makes me happy because I know they're getting a really good dose of protein to start their day, healthy carbs, perfect amount of fiber and fat for their little brains, and they're getting a nice dose of raw organic greens, which is obviously plant-based calcium and just good for them anyway. So yeah, and then of course I absolutely love it, and so does my husband. So I just have to add that, because if I was freaking out because the FedEx guy showed up at noon and I had used my last bit of Life Shake, between Derek and I this morning was like rationing it out. So it was perfect timing because I did not apparently plan well.
Right.
But anyways, so exercise. So obviously women of all ages can benefit from exercise. A lot of these benefits, I'm sure many of us are aware of, but it's always good to review. So exercise helps reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. Helps you achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Reduces feelings of depression and anxiety when you get all those endorphins going. Builds healthy bones, muscles, and joints. It helps promote flexibility and balance. And, just a really great basic way to start is you really only need about 30 to 45 minutes per day of activity, preferably aerobic. A lot of times, I tend to do more than that just because of what I'm wanting to do, but 30 to 45 minutes a day is great. Keep power walking or an aerobics class or the elliptical or running or whatever you like to do. And then 3 days a week of strength training, because strength training is good for obviously muscle building, muscle growth, and for bone density and bone strength also. So with that in mind, we're going to just address weight-bearing activities because weight-bearing activities do trigger bone growth and help our bones grow stronger. So you'll see this little cartoon kind of picture. You can see a picture of normal bone and a picture of bone with osteoporosis. And for most people, their bones reach maximum density between the ages of 25 and 30. And exercise and a balanced diet really do support bone health. And it takes a combination of nutrients working together to help prevent bone loss. I think a lot of times people think that, oh, I just need more calcium. That's all I need, or I just need more vitamin D. Well, really, we need a lot of other things. We need magnesium, phosphorus. We need protein. Tons of our body is made of protein. Our bones, obviously, our brains, our muscles. So we need to fuel our bodies with what our body is made of. And so some other key vitamins are also vitamin A, C, E, and B, also vitamin K. And then you can see these other ones like zinc, copper, manganese, and boron. So those are all really important for preventing bone loss.
So speaking of osteoporosis, Shaklee has a product called Osteomatrix, which actually can help reduce the risk of osteoporosis. So Osteomatrix is specifically formulated blend of nutrients to help build your bone density when you're young and then minimize bone loss as you age. So some of the key benefits that we have is 1,000 milligrams of elemental calcium, 600 IUs of vitamin D3, which is clinically supported to promote the absorption of calcium in your body. So you need the vitamin D3 to help your body absorb the calcium. And then the magnesium is there to help incorporate calcium into your bones. And actually, the vitamin D3 is so important. I highly recommend that all of you ask your doctor to check your vitamin D3 levels. It can be done with a blood test. You might be surprised at how low your D3 levels might be. Even if you're like, oh, no, I get out into the sunshine. And actually, it's a catch-22 because we need sunscreen. But sunscreen blocks much of your body's ability to absorb the vitamin D3 from the sun. So check your vitamin D3 levels. I think you'll be glad that you did. It also has vitamin K to support bone formation, and then the manganese, copper, and zinc to aid in building the bone mass. And then this talks about osteomatrix and the vitalizer are both important to bone health. Bones are living tissue, and that tissue is constantly being remodeled. So bone remodeling is actually the replacement of old bone tissue by new bone tissue. And your bones, your skeleton is in a state of constant change. So the importance of other nutrients to bone health was shown in a clinical study. And it showed comparisons between those who didn't supplement to those who took only calcium and those who took calcium plus a multivitamin. And the result was that the multivitamin plus taking the calcium built the most bone growth in those women.
Okay, so managing stress, another topic that is important for women of all ages. So as many are probably aware, there's a lot of health consequences of stress that can include such things as digestive issues, a compromised immune system and immune function, sleep disorders, weight gain, hypertension, and heart disease. And I feel like I lived part of these symptoms in my college years to the point where my immune system, between poor nutrition and tons of stress, I had just a horrible immune system. Luckily, that has now changed for the better. But stress can just do crazy stuff to our bodies. And obviously, it can also elevate your body's level of cortisol. And continuously high levels of cortisol have been linked to long-term health impacts that are not so good. So there's a lot of different ways that we can manage our stress. Obviously, stress relief is different for everybody, but these are just some general ideas. So you want to identify the stressors in your life. And I mentioned this yesterday on our chat. I think of the movie Frozen, since I'm in that Disney princess stage with my kids. And it's the theme song of Let It Go. And it's just like, sometimes you have to let go of the good stuff, especially if it's causing a lot of stress in your life. So let some stuff go. Make sure to schedule personal relaxation time, whatever that looks like for you. Make sure you're getting good nutrition, exercise regularly, try to sleep more, which I feel like is like almost impossible for every woman. But just try to get more sleep. And then also try botanical support, which we are going to talk about in a second with our stress relief complex, which I also shared this last night that I might have been born and raised in the Shaklee business, and therefore living the benefits of Shaklee products. But the first time I wanted to try this product, I remember calling my mom and I said, "Does this really work? Because I don't believe it's going to work." And my mom said, "Stephanie, I have had people order this ever since it first came out, and they swear by it. And my mom has used it, and it worked. So just try it." And that's kind of, I have fun when I try new Shaklee products that I haven't tried, and I've yet to be disappointed and yet to have anything that doesn't work. So anyways, stress relief complex. Stress relief complex is a natural stress relief that you can safely take every day. It has a blend of clinically tested ingredients designed to support a calm, more relaxed state without causing drowsiness. I have had a few members recently purchase this for the first time, and one of their first questions is, like, am I going to pass out? Am I going to be that tired? Am I going to feel like woozy? And the best way I can explain it is I feel more centered, and I feel like just a little more level-headed. And because I can kind of go off the deep end sometimes. So, and what I love about this product is I took 2 the other day when I was cleaning out my kids' closets for 7 hours and just switching out clothes for different seasons, and I wanted to pull my hair out. And I was like, it's time for stress relief and I need 2 of them. And I swear it's just, I can't explain it. I just feel more centered and a little more chilled out. So it contains I say it wrong all the time. I know I said it right yesterday, but I'm going to botch it up again. Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha. There you go.
I can't put the syllables right. Anyways, which is a traditional herb that helps the body adapt to heightened stress. It also has some other great ingredients. So yeah, it is a great product. And I will say one of my newest little tricks is sometimes because I'm go till the end of the night, and I use a lot of my after the kids go to bedtime to work on my Shaklee business, that sometimes it's hard for me to shut my brain off. So I got a tip from another business leader. I usually take magnesium anyways, and magnesium kind of, besides other benefits, it helps you just relax. So she gave me a little hint to take one of our Vital Mags, which is our sustained release magnesium, and a stress relief about 20 minutes before bed. And on nights that I do that, I just sleep so peacefully and so sound. So it's nice that you can combine different Shaklee products and have no worries about any sort of crazy side effects. So that's my little stress relief personal testimony there.
Awesome. Good tidbits. Yes, I agree about all of that. All right. So Shaklee Solutions for all stages. Health Print supports your personalized health goals. So we'll talk about Health Print here in just a minute, but you can see that we start here with women of all ages. So some products that are good for all ages are the Vitalizer that Stephanie talked about. Something called Vivix, which we didn't talk about, but Vivix actually helps to repair and keep your cells healthy. So when we get damaged cells and those replicate themselves, that's when we get into trouble with different types of diseases. So the Vivix actually helps to repair and keep your cells healthy. The Osteomatrix, the Energizing Shake, and then the Stress Relief Complex. And then for women in their late 20s to the 40s, I disagree about only that group being the women on the go. Like Stephanie said, I think we're all crazy women on the go. But for that specific group, the Vitalizer Women, Osteomatrix, and then the Omega Guard, which is the omega-3s we were talking about that are so important. And Shaklee's Omega Guard is a pharmaceutical grade, so it's ultra pure. You want to be careful with your omega-3s that you're taking if they're from a fish source, that they're not tainted with mercury, which fish tend to have. So Shaklee's is ultra pure. And then your 40s to the mid 50s, the Vitalizer Women. We also have something called Menopause Balance Complex, which many of the women that I know swear by it to help with some of the symptoms of menopause, like some of the hot flashes and such. Gentle Sleep Complex is another one. Stephanie was talking about sleeping. Gentle Sleep Complex is a great one as well. As she said, sometimes it's just hard as women to shut our brains off when we go to bed at night because we think of everything we didn't do today, everything that we should do tomorrow, and perhaps even the things that we did wrong throughout the day that we wish we would have done differently. So that kind of just helps to switch that off. And then we also have something called a mood lift complex. And then for those 55 and beyond healthy aging, again, the Vitalizer Gold, the Vivix, Omega Guard. We also have a CoQ Heart, which is really important. If anyone is on cholesterol lowering medication, CoQ Heart is awesome for that. Something called Max, and then Fiber Plan. So all of those different products are some of the different recommendations that we have. And when I mentioned Health Print, so what Health Print is, it's really your personalized health assessment. So what it does is it allows us to better serve and support you with your health goals. It takes about 5 minutes to complete. It's about 20 questions, which focuses on what's important to you. So it asks about what are your health goals? Currently, kind of how do you eat? What is your current exercise regimen? Those types of questions. And then what you'll get is you'll receive a health and wellness score based on where you are relative to your goals. And it'll also give you some health insights with some recommendations and some links to some educational content that's on Shaklee's blog as well. So it really gives you a lot of information about things that are specific to you, which is what I love about it. And it really doesn't spit out the same answers for everyone, I promise. I think there were over 1 million different combinations that you could get back depending on what you put into the health assessment. And then it also, at the end, based on your health goals, it will give you some recommended products if you're interested in any of them that might help you to achieve some of those health goals. And depending, some of them might be some of the products that we just went over on the prior screen. So if you're interested in taking the Health Print, Stephanie and I both have our own unique addresses to send you to for you to take those. So if you'd like that information, just shoot us an email or a message on Facebook or give us a ring, and we'd be happy to get you those addresses so you can take your own Health Print.
All right, and we are rounding out to the end, so bear with us. We just wanted to cover a way you can get all of those products that we talked about in a really great pack that Shaklee has put together just for the month of May. So this is our Healthy Women's Pack. It includes all the products we talked about. So the Vitalizer, the Life Energizing Shake, and any flavor that you want, including the Summer Peach if you wanted to try that flavor, because that flavor will probably sell out soon. Osteomatrix and Stress Relief Complex, and you actually can customize which kind of vitalizer you want in this pack. So if, for example, you wanted the Vitalizer Gold because you're 50 and up, or if you wanted the Vitalizer Men because for some reason you did not want the extra iron, or if you wanted to split it with your husband or something like that, go for it. Also, it comes with a Strong Women Healthy Choices brochure all about women's health, and just announced today, well actually let me go back, this is a special member price of $140, which is actually below membership price. It's about $24 less than what a normal member would pay. And if you're not already a member, this kit does come with a free membership. And the deal with being a member with Shaklee is there's no catches, there's no commitments. It's $19.95 for a lifetime membership, or we have a variety of ways to get the membership free, which this is just one of those ways. And with the membership, you receive 15 to 25%, all your products at a 15 to 25% discount from retail, so a membership price. And then you also will have an online account you can access and manage, as well as access to promotions and specials. There's no monthly minimum, no yearly renewal fee. It's a one-time deal. So anyways, this kit is open to all members, all distributors, all non-members who want to join, and actually just announced today, which is kind of exciting since we're doing this chat tonight. This also comes with free shipping for the next 9 days. So from May 9th until May 18th. If you order the Healthy Women's Pack, you can get free shipping if you're already a member, which is about a $9 savings. Or if you're not a member, you will get free shipping and free membership. So it's a great deal. And if you decide you want to add anything else to your cart, you will get free shipping up to $20. And it actually takes a lot of stuff to hit the $20 shipping. And if you actually place any order of $150 or more for the next 9 days, you also can get that free shipping. So it's a lot of little free shipping deals. Feel free to message myself or April or whoever invited you to this chat for clarification if it's a little confusing, because I know we don't have a visual for the free shipping deal because it was just announced this morning. But it is a great deal. Whenever there's free shipping, I always tell my members to jump on it if they are in need of something, because who doesn't like something for free?
For sure.
And then finally, we have the 3 different ways you can get involved with Shaklee. The first way is just using the Shaklee products, which is a great basic way to just get involved. So you can join free as a member, which I just explained some of those ways, or with any other product combination that is right for you. And then there's also an opportunity to share Shaklee. So use the products, love the products, see and feel a difference, and then you might find yourself talking about Shaklee with your friends, just like you're talking about your favorite restaurant or your favorite store. And that's a great way just to earn extra cash and rewards. That's actually how a lot of my distributors started, is they were talking about Shaklee and they wanted to get their products paid for. So they're in our sharing kind of phase. And then April and I, we are working on building our teams. And I always like to add that April and I like to refer to each other as business partners, but we're technically not on the same Shaklee team. We are related in the Shaklee family tree, but we have 2 different teams we work with, and that's the glory of the Shaklee business, is everyone wants everyone to succeed. So we've partnered and decided to work together on a lot of these health chats and virtual events that you see. So anyways, we are at a phase where we're looking to build a team. I'm looking for like-minded folks who are really looking for financial independence and with the potential for significant financial rewards and just the fun and the it's so fun and rewarding to know that you're helping people feel better, quite honestly. So yeah, those are the 3 different ways you can get involved with Shaklee. So if you're interested in any of those, just let us know. And we are contemplating doing a couple more of the same women's chat this month. We haven't finalized anything. So if you're on and you enjoyed it, tell your friends and keep your eyes peeled. We will have the recorded versions available for folks to look at via YouTube, and we will post those links when we have those ready. And I think that's about it. Is that it, April?
It is. And I know, Stephanie,
Okay.
the audio was cutting out a little bit off and on. And so it's fine. So, but if you have any questions, just let Stephanie and I know. And thank you for joining us tonight, and have an awesome evening, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. I just have to figure out how to end our meeting.